So midlife is not just physical, it's emotional, it's psychological, it's spiritual, it's all together. So many things can be going on now, like empty nesting and aging parents and shifting careers and all kinds of things. And if I have a negative thought about my body, I stop right then and there and I say, I bless my body in Jesus' name. Gaining belly fat in perimenopause and menopause, even while eating trim healthy and doing all the right things. Feeling exhausted, inflamed, and so done with the scale? Hey, I'm Chris Honeycutt, Jesus follower, trim healthy coach, and your midlife hype girl. I believe God didn't design you to live stuck, bloated, or burned out. This podcast helps you partner with your hormones, ditch the belly fat, and finally feel strong, calm, and confident in a body you actually enjoy living in. Hey friend, before we dive in, quick heads up. If you're in perimenopause or menopause and feeling stuck with stubborn belly fat, low energy, or eating right but not seeing results, I created something just for you. Join me for the Beat the Belly Fat workshop, a free 3-day event to reset your body, restore your hope, and partner with God in your midlife health. It's happening September 29th through October 1st, and you can grab your spot at getyourtrimon.com/workshop. I would love to see you there. Grab your sipper and let's go. Hello, my friends, and welcome to Menopause Makeover Podcast. I'm going to be bringing you some honey nuggets today, 5 powerful tools to help you feel like yourself again. And you know what? I give you permission to up-level from that if you would like. Maybe you don't want to feel like yourself. Maybe you want to feel like the best that you can feel, the best you. I give you permission today to make that decision, and that's where I'm heading. So let's talk about some practical tools that we can do to help us feel better and to feel like ourselves again. The first one is to support our hormones. How do we support our hormones? There are many ways that we can do that. I'm going to give you several. With nutrition, we want to build our meals around protein and plants. That is such a king and queen move there. Protein and plants. Every meal should include 25 to 30 grams of protein paired with fiber-rich foods. And we can either pick an energizing or carb-based meal or a fat-based or S meal, even utilizing crossovers. Crossovers are so amazing for your hormones. What's a crossover? That's going to be, we're going to have 45 grams of carbs. We are going to have our non-starchy veggies, and we are going to have some fat. We're going to have maybe around 1 to 2 tablespoons of fat. So we are pairing a little bit of fat with our good healthy carbs and our protein. And that can really help reset leptin. It can help you with your adrenals and your thyroid and your hormones. So don't forget utilizing those crossovers. But nutrition is a foundational way of supporting our hormones. Second, we want to support our adrenals and our hormone balance by spacing our meals every 3 to 4 hours instead of grazing throughout the day or skipping meals. I personally like to go about 4 hours in between meals. I like to feel hungry. I know that I'm starting to burn my own fuel. My body will burn through current fuel, and that will burn through my fuel or my fat, hopefully. And then I will refuel again. And these 3 to 4 hours, this is, 4 hits of protein throughout the day is a great way to look at this. And then we want to add hormone supporting foods like flax seeds, leafy greens, cultured vegetables. One of the best things that you can do is lots of plants. You're eating the rainbow. We're also going to be getting some good fats like fish, salmon, avocado, nuts and seeds, even chocolate's going to give us some magnesium, beans and legumes, cruciferous vegetables. These are all hormone supporting foods. Let's talk about the brain changes. Remember, last week I talked about neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, and those begin to dip, and the brain begins to experience either brain fog, mood changes, low motivation, those kind of things. So here is some Trim Healthy wisdom strategy. We want to keep our blood sugar stable and balance meals. We want to avoid the sugar spikes and the crashes that come along with that. This keeps the brain chemistry more even. Foods like omega-rich foods, salmon, chia, walnuts, avocado, these are beautiful for brain health. Then we've got our greens and our vitamin C and polyphenols. Those are helpful for neurotransmitter production. That's one reason why I love baobab and greens in a smoothie for that vitamin C and polyphenols. That's going to support my serotonin and my dopamine. And then we cannot talk about brain health without talking about sleep. Sleep is paramount. So if you're struggling with sleep in this season, and I totally understand why and am with you, right there with you, you really want to be working on this. So here are some thoughts. Here are some ideas. We want to go to bed earlier. You do not want to be burning the candle late at night. That is going to raise cortisol and it's going to detract from good sleep. So we want to go to bed about the same time each night. We want to sleep in a pitch black, dark room. Light is not what we're looking for. We don't want the blue light. We don't want the bright lights. Dim lights are helpful. And then sleeping in the dark. We want to avoid any stimulants such as caffeine late in the day or even intense exercise later on in the afternoon. After 3, that's going to raise those cortisol levels. And we want to have a sleep routine in place. That could be a wind down routine. Maybe you can try some sleep aids like L-theanine or magnesium. If you haven't tried magnesium, it can be very helpful for sleep and your nervous system. And progesterone is amazing for sleep. Getting your sleep is very important. So you definitely want to work on that to protect the brain and deal with those issues, the brain chemistry changes. Next, those physical symptoms that wear us down. What can we do about that? The hot flashes, the night sweats, the joint aches, the poor sleep, all of that. First, we are going to avoid some of the triggers that really trigger those hot flashes and inflammation. And so we want to avoid sugar and ultra-processed foods that can trigger inflammation and worsen symptoms. So we really want to focus on nourishing your body. Is this nourishing? Am I eating whole foods that come from the ground, the trees, the bushes? Real whole foods are going to have the antioxidants, the vitamins, the minerals, all the things that our body needs to support our physical body during midlife. Another thing, like I said before, is supporting our sleep. And magnesium-rich foods, cutting out that caffeine, like I said, maybe using some sleepy time tea or some other sleep aids like melatonin. These can be game changers when it comes to getting your sleep. And then gentle movement like walking is great for your cardio. Mobility and stretching is great. Strength training is definitely going to help, but we don't want to overdo it. We don't want to do too much exercise. That is going to raise those cortisol levels, and it also makes those symptoms worse. So we really want to make sure we're getting strategic exercise. We're getting enough recovery in between exercise. So we don't want to be doing too much and we don't want to be doing too little, and realizing that your body is in a transition and listening to your body. How are you feeling today? Where are those energy levels? When we have low energy levels, we need to do things differently. Maybe we don't do that 30-minute strength training routine. Maybe we do a 15-minute strength training routine. Maybe when we have the low energy, we take a nap during the day. So we really want to listen to our body and we want to respond. Have you signed up yet for the Beat the Belly Fat workshop? This is my free 3-day live event happening September 29th through October 1st, where I'm teaching you how to turn on fat burning in midlife without dieting, guilt, or confusion. You'll learn how to eat, move, and support your hormones so you can finally lose that stubborn belly fat. So go to getyourtrimon.com/workshop and register now. It's free, it's live, and it's going to be a game changer for you. See you there. Body composition changes are another reason why we aren't feeling like ourselves, and some things that we can do about that. Strength training is number one. It is a non-negotiable. If you want to change your body composition, strength training is going to be your needle mover exercise. At least 2 sessions per week can rebuild muscle and rev up metabolism. Just 2 sessions a week. Ladies, we can do this. And we want to be lifting weights. We want to lift progressively heavier. We want to break down the muscle fibers so that we can build them back up stronger. And that is going to help reduce belly fat because it increases our metabolism. We want more muscle. Muscle is your metabolic currency. So that strength training is a non-negotiable. You also do not want to avoid protein. You want to have protein with your strength training. So as we're focusing on protein at each meal, we want to have our protein after our strength training. That is because your muscles are wide open and ready to be fed, and that protein helps build your muscle and it can help protect your muscle as well. So make sure we're getting our protein 4 hits a day, and even after that workout might be a great time to add in those essential amino acids or your optimized protein powder, or maybe you're just going to have 4 to 6 ounces of chicken after your workout. I love my EAAs. I have those after every workout, and sometimes I have them several times throughout the day. Next, we are going to utilize those e-meals. If you are in midlife or menopause, you do not want to be afraid of those E or carbohydrates. They are crucial to fuel your workouts, to prevent muscle breakdown, to support your thyroid and your hormones, to rev your metabolism, and to give you the vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, the nutrition that your body needs. Your body needs that fuel for energy because estrogen is usually we're running on estrogen for our energy stores. And when estrogen is declining, those carbohydrate-based meals with protein are really going to help you out. And then another thing is consider collagen or gelatin for joint and muscle support. So these are things that we can do aside from BHRT. I utilize bioidentical hormone replacement therapy, which helps me with all of this. And I'm very excited and happy to have that, to be blessed, to be able to utilize that in my life. I realize not everybody is there, but if you haven't considered it, you might want to consider. Estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone can very much help you start to feel like yourself again. But there are other things that you can do, and I've listed them before. Let's work on the things that we can control first. And lastly, identity and lifestyle pressures. This is more of like life happening and the stressors in our life that cause us to maybe have more anxiety or less sleep or ruminating, things like that. And that also is because of the decline of our hormones and our brain chemistry that changes. So midlife is not just physical, it's emotional, it's psychological, it's spiritual, it's all together. So many things can be going on now, like empty nesting and aging parents and shifting careers and all kinds of things. And so I love the Trim Healthy Wisdom strategy is to simplify our food. Let's go, yes, protein and our fiber. And are we going to do an E meal, an S meal, or a crossover? We can make it simple like that. We can make it so simple. The other thing is to realize this is just a season. You are in a transition. What can you do to support yourself in this transition? And I suggest that it's giving yourself a lot of self-compassion, not excuses to go eat and do whatever you want to do, but to become curious. Just become curious about your thoughts and about your body and about this season. And start with self-compassion. Like, girl, I see you. I see this is hard. Wow. I want, be curious. Like, I wonder why I'm thinking this way. I wonder why I'm feeling this way. Well, of course you are, because you're in a huge transition and your brain's changing and your hormones are gone and you've got all kinds of lifestyle things popping up left and right. How about a deep breath, right? How about some meditation and some prayer and some scripture and some maybe nature walks or sharing time with a friend? Or maybe you'll join a Facebook community like mine, Menopause Makeover, or the Trim Healthy Facebook group, and you get in there with other women. I also like to use journaling and mindset shifts. I use what's called the model for mine. It's basically where we take a look at our circumstance, What is my thought about my circumstance? When I have a thought, what do I feel? When I have a feeling, I act on it. When I act on it, I create a result. Is that working for me? If I have the circumstance, my midlife body, and my thought is, I hate my body right now, how am I feeling? Depressed, defeated. How am I going to show up? I'm not. What result am I going to create? More depression, more defeat, lack of motivation. So we want to take a look at what's going on in our thoughts. I want to shift that. I want to reframe that thought that I hate my body right now. How about I have this body that God's given me and I'm going to work on liking it right now. I might not even be able to go like, I love this body, but I tell you what, I can be thankful for it. And that is powerful, ladies, to start being thankful for every single thing you have. It will shift your brain. It will shift you out of negativity. It will shift you into a place of power instead of panic. And it is a daily discipline and even a moment by moment mental discipline that I've been working on, especially very kind of in a boot camp training over the last couple of weeks, 3 weeks maybe. And if I have a negative thought about my body, I stop right then and there and I say, I bless my body in Jesus' name. I receive my body and I thank you, body. I thank you for taking me on a walk this morning. I thank you for laying me down in that bed. I thank you for hosting and having all these babies that I've had. I thank you, brain, for being able to think and coach and parent and be in a relationship and just move into that place of gratitude. And then get real with ourselves. Like, what's one thing that I can do right now? The power of one. What's one thing that I can do right now to move the needle in this area? Is it with my nutrition? Is it with my exercise or movement? Is it with my mindset? Is it with managing stress or sleep? What's one thing that you can grab a hold of now and say, yes, I can do this? So I just want to encourage you that there are things you can do. Yes, we can go next level and utilize some bioidentical hormone replacement therapy, which can be helpful. But these other things that we can control, that's where we want to start. And if you can do those together, wonderful. I've been able to do those together to create these good habits over time with the 1% increase rule. It has not been all or nothing. It doesn't work like that. Let's get one thing dialed in. Practice that really well. Practice the mindset shift that needs to happen. What reframe needs to happen in this season of your life? Are you stuck in negativity? Then we need a reframe. We need to look at the belief system that you have. What are you believing about yourself? What are you believing about God? What are you believing about your body? There's a time and a season for everything, and God is in the middle of this with us. So what is he saying to you right now? What is he pointing his finger at? Or where is he bringing you in and bringing you under the shadow of his wings? I encourage you to go to him and ask. And I just want to give you an encouragement that it's not always going to be this way, ladies, and we can participate with God in the increase in our health journey and feeling like ourselves again, or even better. Did you know that I have a free community of women in midlife just like you? Busy women who are working hard to lose weight with the Trim Healthy plan, but feel hijacked by hormones and unexplained weight gain. I share menopause tips, superfood spotlights, delicious recipes, and so much more. Come join us at facebook.com/groups/get your trim on.